For the City of North Miami, today is December 5th, 2012. My name is Beatrice Kezo. I am the Special Magistrate for the City of North Miami. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as observed and cited by a code enforcement officer of this city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, against an agent for the property owner, or any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to bring evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation, and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and/or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at these proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the City of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case, The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Now, if you are giving testimony today on a case, please rise and raise your right hand as I issue the oath. Actually, Alan, you do that.
Actually, please, if you're giving testimony tonight on your case, please stand, raise your right hand, and take the oath. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please say, I do. Thank you. You may be seated.
Actually, Alan, if we can ask everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Mr. Graham, will you announce any additions, corrections, or deletions to the hearing agenda?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much. We do have a number of cases that have complied or have been removed from the hearing calendar. We'll begin on the agenda with agenda item number 1. Agnew Jean-Pierre, CEBMP 2012-00084 has complied. Item 2, Alan Levine, case CEEXP 2012-00164 has complied. Item 3, Angel and Andres Perez, case CEEXP 2012-00191 has complied. Item 4, Barnave and Tulia Gaston, case CEBMP 2012-00095 has complied. Agenda item 5, Bernou and Levy Maturin, case CEOSV 2012-00056 has complied. Item 6, Carlos Castillo and wife, case CEJNK 2012-00140 has complied. Item 8, David Schultz, case CEFAW 2012-00111 has complied. Item 9, Deborah Nails, CEIVY 2012-00210 is complied. Item 10, Eduardo and Aurora Rodriguez, CEPFY 2012-00170 has complied. Turning to the next page, item 12, Federal National Mortgage Association, better known as Fannie Mae, KCEXP 2012-00195 has been changed to the January hearing calendar due to the new property owner. Item 13, Fernando and Daniela Aru, case CEIVY 2012-00183 is complied. Item 14, Franklin Squires, CEXP 2012-00068 is complied. Item 15, Fredo Joseph and Mimos Joseph, CETMK 2012-00012 has complied. Item 16, George Darter, CEXP 2012-00193 is complied. Item 17, Hector Corvo, CEODS 2012-00104 is complied. Item 18, HSBC Bank USA National Association, CEBLR 2012-00075 is complied. Items 19 and 20, Isa Leah Donjoy, KCEXP 2012-00173 and CEFAW 2012-00102 have both complied. Item 21, Jacob and Monique Praschek, CEBMP 2011-00208, postponed 1 month. Item number 23, James Littlejohn and others, CEFAW 2012-00110 has complied. Turning to the next page, item 25, Jezidel Magarin, CELDR 2012-00057, has complied. Item 26, Jean-Baptiste Noel and wife Marie, CETMK 2012-00011, has complied. Item 27, Jean and Lirian Addy, CENUS 2012-00050 is off the calendar due to a change of ownership. Item 28, Jean Narcisse and Berlinda Pascal, CEJNK 2012-00114 is complied. Item 30, Jean and Yvette Vancol, CEEXP 2012-00166 has complied. Item 31, Janine Auguste, CEJNK 2012-00150 has complied. Item 32, Jerome Curley, CEXP 2012-00197 has been removed from, is off the calendar due to jurisdictional issue. Item 33, Joan Eileen Breslau, trustee, CEBMP 2012-00098 is complied. Item 34 and 35, Joan Winokur and Mr. Heller, CEBLR 2012-00072 and CEMIS 2012-00030 are postponed, both postponed to January. Item 36, Joseph Poliska, CEIVY 2012-00190 has complied. Turning to the next page. Juan Escalante, CEPOM 2012-00030 is complied. Item 40, Lena Germail, CEPFY 2012-00174 is complied. Item 41, Lucia Hernandez, CEZPU 2012-00028 has complied. Item 42, Maria Renee Zarati and Rafael Zarati, CFAW 2012-00108 has complied. Item 44 and 45, Marie Alexis, CEBNP 2012-00088 has complied, and CEBNP 2012-00091 is off the calendar due to change in ownership. Item 46, Marie St. Fleur, CEOSV 2012-00058 has complied. Turning to the next page, item 47, Mario Ivan Nunez, CERCV 2012-00087 is complied. Item 48 and 49, Marcia Buckley, CEBLR 2012-00077 and CEPFY 2012-00173 have both complied. Item 50, Marvell Silla, CEJNK 2012-00132 is complied. Item 54, Miriam Lorenzo, CETRA 2012-00017 is complied. Item 55 and 56, Modira and Ruth Escarpment, CEIVY 2012-00209 and CEOSV 2012-00057 have both complied. Turning to the next page. Item 58, Onakel Augustin, CJK 2012-00145 is complied. Item 59, Aurel Joseph and Vitalia Paul, CEBLR 2012-00054 is complied. Item 61, Osvaldo Arzola, CEODS 2012-00117 has complied. Item 63, Paul and Marie Almus, CETMK 2012-00010 is complied. Item 64, Peter and Evie Rutherford, CEXP 2012-00134 is complied. Item 65, Ramon Perez, CETOV 2012-00003 is complied. Item 67, Renee and Marianne Cyprian, CEJNK 2012-00108 is complied. Item 69, Robert Hurtado, CEBNP 2012-00104, postponed 1 month. Item 70, Robert Hurtado, CEJNK 2012-00151, has complied. Turning to the next page. Item 71, Robinson and Adianise Lewis, CEEXP 2012-00190, is complied. Item 72, Roland Timothy, CEXP 2012-00198, postponed 1 month. Item 73, Rosa Echeverria, CEXP 2012-00185, is complied. Item 74, Roseanne Hutchins, CEXP 2012-00165, off calendar due to change of ownership. Item 75, Sammy Ortiz, CEIVY 2012-00206, is complied. Item 76, Sergio Payeres, CEFAW 2012-00096, is complied. Item 77, Joseph Swill and Aileen Pierre, CEJNK 2012-00142, is complied. Item 79, Thor Solbergaro Corporation, CEMHO 2012-00047, postponed to January. Item 81, Trevor Daniel and Adrene McIntosh, CEPFY 2012-00166, is complied. Item 82, U.S. Bank National Association, CEBLR 2012-00073, off calendar due to change of ownership. Item 83, Victor and Rosa Peralta, CEOSV 2012-00054, is complied. Turning to the last page, item 84, Victoria Dongo, CENUS 2012-00038, is complied. Item 85, Volsi Florimar, CEJNK 2012-00135, off calendar due and change of ownership. Item 86, Walter and Mary Wright, CEXP 2012-00118, is complied. Item 90, Z Real Estate Holdings LLC, CEOSV 2012-00059, has complied. And item 91, Michelle Laveau, CEFAW 2012-00118, off calendar due to change of ownership. Your Honor, these are the amendments to the evening hearing calendar.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. We're ready to call the first case.
Yes, we will begin the first case with agenda item number 51 for Melody B. Lardizabal, whose property is located at 30 Northwest 125th Street, KCEBMP 2012-00100. This is a new case opened by Code Officer Jimmy Wilcox on October 16, 2012, to obtain an after-the-fact permit for installing new windows and exterior doors. Good evening.
Good evening.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Melody Lardizabal.
And you are the property owner?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Ms. Lardizabal, you received notice of a violation. Do you understand the notice and what
It
it's telling
says
you?
construction without permit, yes.
Okay. We will have the code officer explain exactly what he saw at your house that led him to issue the violation to you, okay? Did you have any contact with the code officer yet? Okay, this is for time. Thank you. Mr. Wilcox, good evening. If you would present your case.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance. The property address is located at 30 Northwest 125th Street. This property is non-homesteaded. And I receive, okay, let me get with the property here. On October 16, 2012, I received a complaint in reference to illegal conversion of a single-family dwelling. I noticed new windows and doors. I checked the system for permits and no permits for windows or doors on file. I went out to the property today and took photos of the windows and doors. I'm going to submit the photos into record.
I actually need to put new doors. Yes, sir.
Ms. Lardisabal, are these photos accurately
Yes.
represent your house?
Yes.
Thank you.
I have been presented an array of photographs showing new windows and new doors. And ma'am, this is your property?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else, Mr. Wilcox?
Anything else?
No.
Ms. Lardisabal, do you have any questions of Officer Wilcox?
I moved in. The windows were like that long time ago when
Okay.
I bought it, sir. I actually need to replace doors, which is really bad frames. And I haven't done it because I haven't had any money to do it.
When did you move in, ma'am?
I bought the property. I actually moved out here in Miami Beach, but now I rent that one. But I can't even remember when the installation of those doors and windows. I bought the property a long time ago, but I didn't really move in there until 2000 maybe.
Okay, you're saying since
2010.
2000, these doors and windows have been installed since 2000?
I really need to replace doors, ma'am. Yeah. Those windows were there. I haven't done any construction. The construction that I remember that I've done on that one is to replace the roof maybe 4 years, 3-4 years ago. And there's a broken window that I need to replace also. I haven't done it. There's glass broken on the side.
Officer Wilcox, can I see these photographs again? I am looking at photographs for, these are side windows. The front of the house,
Yeah.
including the door. And I'm assuming this is the other side of the property where you have the gated area?
Yes.
Okay, and you have indicated that some of these windows actually need to be replaced.
Yeah, it needs to be replacement because there's actually broken by the left side of the property, and the doors needs to be replaced.
Okay. Mr. Wilcox, how do we determine that these are in fact newly installed doors and windows?
It's based on when the property was built. Mostly homes that's over there, they don't have the slung windows up. They have most of the Galaxy style windows, and that property is not a new property. If you look at the sale date on the property description, she bought the house in 2009. It was a quick claim deed in 2009.
I bought the property on, I think 97 maybe, 96, 98 maybe.
On the sale information court to Miami-Dade property records 2009. What I want to do, I want to go on the property to inspect the property, and I want to go
I
around
remember now, sir, because I think I gave the property to my uncle and then he gave it back to me, sir. That's probably the quick claim deed that was recorded.
Okay. Right. According to the area over there, those type of windows, you need a permit first. Violation exists with the property. Okay. You need to pull permits for windows and doors.
I understand, sir.
Okay.
Madam, go ahead.
Yeah. Ma'am, how much time do you need to pull the permit and so forth? To pull the permit for the windows?
I am not sure. Maybe, I don't know, 30 days, I don't know. I don't know how long
Can
they
you
take.
explain to her what the process is?
Yes, I can. process, what she have to do is, as far as the windows and doors, can she do a builder's owner permit through Island?
Since you have existing windows and doors, and if you're going to change them out, you need to...
I need to replace one because it's really
All right,
broken.
for the one
Actually,
that you
two.
need to replace the entire window, you have to get a permit
Okay.
from our building and zoning department. We're going to give you a pamphlet that explains the process. For those that have already been changed out that you're not going to change, you also need to get an after-the-fact permit.
After
That
the
means somebody before you who had ownership of the house changed the windows and did not apply for a permit at that
Okay.
time. Unfortunately, the violations run with the land and not with the ownership. So when you buy a property, you buy the house and all the good things and bad things that come with it.
Okay.
So if you go to our building department, they will explain exactly what documents you need to bring in. If you're replacing a window in its entirety, you have to bring in product approval information from whoever you're buying the window from that shows that that window is approved for installation in Miami-Dade County.
Okay.
And they have to provide you with papers that is called a notice of acceptance by the Dade County Building Department that it meets the hurricane standards for Miami-Dade County.
Okay.
So that's the process. What we just need to now know from you, give us your best estimate of how much time you need to be able to go to apply for the permit. You know, based upon your circumstances.
Are they open on weekends, sir?
Oh, they're open Monday through Friday.
And until what time do they open?
They
until?
open at 7:15 and close at 3:15. You have to make arrangements.
Okay.
So, do you need a month, 2 months, 3 months? How much time do you need to get this all accomplished?
Maybe 60 days.
All right, 60 days?
Yeah, we have no objection to that.
I'm sorry?
We have no objection to 60 days.
Okay, great. All right, ma'am, you will have until, what are we? February 6th will be your abatement date
Okay.
to get the necessary permit, okay, so that you can remedy the violation.
Okay.
And if there's any issues, any problems, contact this code enforcement officer, okay? Otherwise, as of February 6th, there will be a daily fine of $25 if you're not in compliance,
Okay.
okay? So I find in favor of the city, and you will have an abatement date by February 6th, 2013, to remedy the situation, okay? Thank you, ma'am.
All right, do you understand the order that was
Yes,
issued?
I have to apply for permit to
Right.
change the window or after, like if I'm not replacing is after the
Right.
fact. Okay. So
Okay,
And I know the doors I have to do.
okay, very good. Do you have any other questions? Okay.
Where's the building department?
It's the second building outside of City Hall. Second building. It's a white building with a green canopy in front. Okay?
And
I
get
put-
the code officer's information
I have
so you
the
can...
code officer's information on phone number on the bottom of this form for you. All right? We will send you information in the mail. Thank you for coming tonight. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
If you're ready, Your Honor, we'll
I'm
go to the
ready.
next case, which will be agenda item number 53. Minerve Michelle. Minerve Michelle. We're going to get the cases with the children first so they can go do their homework and go to sleep. Okay. This is for the property 14285 Northeast 10th Avenue. It's CEXP 2012, exterior painting, 00186. Miss Christie's case presented by Code Officer Fitzell. Good evening.
Good evening.
Would you please state your name for the record?
Minerve Michelle.
And you are the property owner?
Yes.
Okay. The city sent a notice of violation to paint the house. Did you understand the violation and what you had to do?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Code Officer Fitzell will explain what he saw and what has to be done.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Fitzell.
Office of Facility, City of North Miami Code Enforcement. This property was cited initially to paint the property on October 5th. On November 14th, Property was posted with mailed certified notice to appear. The property was posted with notice to appear on November 21st. Property is vacant as far as I see, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, it's not. Well, anyway, this is the picture of the property.
Yes, it is. That's how I bought it.
Okay. Michelle, this is your home? the
Yes,
front.
it is.
Thank you.
Thank you. I am reviewing a copy of a photograph that was taken. I'm sorry, when was this taken?
Yesterday.
Okay. All right. And I can see that the paint is peeling on the wall. Thank you. Anything further?
No, ma'am.
Officer?
Okay, Ms. Michelle, do you have any questions of the code officer?
Sure, because I bought the house 2 years ago. It's been like that for the past 2 years. Why suddenly it's now when the situation is really, really bad for me, when I lose my job, and they finally, decided that I need to paint the property. When it's been like that, the person who had it before died 6 years ago when I bought it, and it's been like that for the past, let's say 8 years, because I bought it 2 years ago.
So you lost your job?
Yes.
Okay, the city has right now a paint program.
I applied for it already. I'm just waiting for to hear from them.
Okay.
When did you apply, ma'am?
2 weeks ago. Last week I gave them my application last Wednesday.
Usually, how long does it take for them to give a response?
A week or two after they get all the paperwork from bank statements and everything like that. I'm very familiar with Marie, who handles the paint program, so I can give her a call in the morning and see how your paperwork is being processed. So the city will just move for an abatement date of next month, whatever the abatement date is.
Okay.
February
Considering the holidays, ma'am, how long do you need once you receive the, go ahead.
If this program gets approved this week, I just spoke to Maria about another house that got approved. She said she'll have this house painted before Christmas. So once the city has it, it will be done fast.
Okay.
Because that's what she told me. She said she's going on vacation on the 15th. She's going to try to get it done before that.
So I recommend that we table it so
Okay.
that the city can have adequate time to go out and paint if she qualifies.
Great. You understand, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. So we will table it at this point and allow you to work with the city.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And I guess you'll put it back on the calendar, on the agenda if it's not resolved.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you would stay in touch with Code Officer Fitzell, he will help you.
Okay.
And thank you for coming tonight. Wish you a happy holiday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Table to January. We'll come back for a report. Either we'll get done with the program or it'll come out.
Okay.
Okay, the next case will be agenda item number 3838 for Julie and Betty Balaban, who have the property at 13040 North Bayshore Drive, case CELDR 2012-00021. This case was opened by Code Officer Kierson in April 3rd, 2012. It was adjudicated August 1st, and the abatement date was November 20th. Good evening.
Couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'll try to speak up. Good
Heard
evening.
some of it.
All right. I was just reviewing the history of the case.
Okay.
Good evening. If you would state your name.
Yes, Betty Balaban.
And you are the one of the owners?
I own the property.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Kierson will tell us what's going on, what he's observed since the last time we were here.
Code Compliance Officer Ivy Kierson of the City of North Miami Police Department. Property address is 13040 North Bayshore Drive. This is a homesteaded property. There are no life safety violation issues on this property. I inspected the property on the December 3rd.
which was Monday, and there's still no compliance. However, prior to me re-inspecting the property, I hand-delivered the notice to appear to Mrs. Balaban on the 24th of November, and she stated to me that she's still in the process of trying to sell the home, and she says that she still doesn't have the funds to actually repair the seawall. And she says, I guess based upon what she was telling me, that whoever does buy the home, there's an agreement that they will be responsible for repairing the seawall. Although you were not here when we heard this case, I would just like to submit the pictures for the record.
Yes, please.
You didn't see these.
These are the ones that the real estate agent took.
It just shows where.
This is my neighbor's here. This is me. And then it should the same thing. And it just shows this something under the property next door.
Okay. Yeah, this is it, but that shows a little bit more. Okay.
These are the photos from the code officer, and these are Ms. Balaban's photos.
Okay. I am reviewing photographs that were submitted by the code enforcement officers that was taken on December 3rd of this year. And there are photographs of the seawalls that needs repaired. I am also reviewing photographs that were submitted by the property owner. Ma'am, as I understand, there hasn't been any repairs done at all. Is that correct?
Sorry.
There has not been any repairs done?
No.
No?
No.
And the property's currently listed for
Yes.
sale?
Yes, it has. We've had about 2 offers now. The people that come to see it know that they have to put a seawall in. There's no way that I can afford a seawall. I got an estimate at $53,000, but there is no way.
All right.
Because I have no income, no insurance, no nothing, only the house. And when you were talking about fining me, this is all I have left in the world. If you fine me to the point when I do sell it, I'll have nothing to live on the rest of my life. So that's why I'm back here again. I changed realtors, and he is really starting to make things move. It's very difficult right now. People do not have the money to put down, and the banks are not so lenient on, giving away money. I have now done with Randy Rose that I will take back. In other words, I will finance. So if they put up a certain amount of money, then they can pay me instead of a bank. I'm doing everything possible I can. I maintain the property. You don't see the grass growing or anything like that. I brought in pictures of that we took showing it is not going into either neighbor's. It is strictly mine. The dock is still there. But this is what's happened Keystone. They're about 50 years old. So 50 years is a long time. But yes, I did not want to stay in the property. Even if somebody was offered me to fix a seawall, I don't. It's too much. I'm a widow.
Madam Attorney, I noticed this matter was adjudicated back in, I'm sorry, the pictures?
Oh, you want it?
It's so cold in here. Oh,
Yeah, it pretty much has stayed the same because and then because of the tide is so high, I can't really it's hard to really determine how bad it is. Well, see, you can't.
I'm going to use your sweater. I'm freezing.
So you can't really see exactly how bad it is because you go back into school, you can see how the dock is basically
Sinking in?
It is. It is. When the tide isn't high, you can really see it. Yeah, because we've been having a really high tide, it's difficult for me to get those pictures. It's bad. It is.
When was this adjudicated?
Back on August the 1st.
August 1st.
These,
but
the
there
ones
was-
you were just looking at were just taken about not even a month ago. About a month ago. I have a new realtor, and he's the one that took them. Just to show you that it's not going into my neighbors, which that's
There
how
was
I
no-
lost my seawall.
Right.
There was no fine assessed, correct?
No
No.
fines, no cost assessed.
November 20th is the first time it's coming back for reconsideration. Either it can be tabled, the payment date extended, or...
She has indicated that there's a couple of offers on the property right now. I'm thinking if it's possible to table it for about a month. Let's see,
That
I
would
can
be
say
your-
this, that the her neighbor, I think both of the neighbors have just had new seawalls. I know the one to the south of you has a new seawall, just one.
had it, yeah.
So, I mean, there's no immediate threat to the one of the neighbors, their seawall collapsing. So, I don't know if you want to, take that into
It'll be
consideration.
up to your discretion, Your Honor.
taking into consideration that she is not working, she doesn't have any income.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Taking
hear
into
too well.
consideration that you're not working, correct?
Well, I'm 83 years old, and I had a heart attack in May.
Okay.
So.
So we will take that into consideration. We're also taking into consideration your testimony that it will cost a lot of money, which you do not have.
Right.
And the property is currently listed for sale, and you have 2 offers pending.
Yes.
So we're hoping that one of it will go through soon. And so we will table this until, I think the next date is January 2nd. Okay, so we will revisit this in January.
Okay.
And I see that you've appeared for every hearing, so make sure you're here if this matter has not been resolved or if the property has not yet been sold. Okay? And stay in contact with the code enforcement officer so you can keep him updated as to any developments.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was just there last week. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm doing everything possible. I've lowered the price, but it's just right now things
It's hard
are-
times.
It's
hard
it's
time.
a hard time
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yes.
And it's not even a question. I mean, they want the place. It's the money down.
Correct.
People just don't have it. Hopefully, we're bringing some from South America to have the money.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for
All
coming
right.
tonight. The next case will be agenda item number 3939. Karen DeLeon with the property at 1200 Northeast 134th Street. Case CEEXP 2012-00199. Ms. Christie's case will be presented by Mr. Clark. Is that right? Okay. This is a new case cited on October 18th. And this is to an exterior of the building shows signs of dirt buildup and peeling paint. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Please state your name.
Karen DeLeon, trustee. Is that me?
We're having a feedback somewhere.
Okay. You received a notice of violation. Did you understand the notice?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you understand what needed to be done?
I did, and I left a message for the code enforcement officer telling her we were aware of it. We were delayed in getting to it, but we
Okay.
were getting to it.
All right.
I never heard back from her.
Okay.
The next thing I heard was the notice to appear. I left her another message. I didn't hear back from her. Mr. Clark got in touch with me. In the process, the property is started. It's already painted. I have a notice showing my pressure cleaner washers in for repair. I'm trying to reach them to find out when
Ma'am,
it will
I'm
be done.
sorry. We're going to let the city
Oh, I'm
present its
sorry.
case first, and then you're going to have an opportunity.
Okay.
He'll explain how you were cited.
I've obviously
First.
never been here. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Code Officer Clark.
Code Officer Clark, City of North Miami, Code Compliance, North Miami Police Department. This is actually a case that I'm taking on for Officer Beadle and Christie, who initially cited the property for exterior paint conditions of the walls and roof. She is, in fact, on the property ownership as the trustee in charge of the property. Also, I would like to state that from the Miami-Dade records, the property is not homesteaded. And the condition of the property today, the walls have been painted, minus the roof. I would like to show her the pictures for the record. And
Yeah, that was what before. Yeah. That's not current though.
I talked to her on this morning, and she said that something was wrong with the pressure cleaner, and they had to send it back. So that's the reason why the roof has yet to be cleaned. But they are making a leeway and making progress on compliance.
Okay. I'm looking at a photograph that was presented by the code enforcement officer dating November 27, 2012. And it is your testimony that since this photograph was taken, the walls have been painted since.
Yes, I did
Okay.
take a photo, a current one, but I thought it was in the file, but obviously not.
All right, ma'am. How long do you need to take care of the roof?
I'd like to ask for 60 days between not knowing when the pressure cleaner will be back and the holidays. It would be, it would be easier for us to have the additional time. I see having it done beforehand, but I just know the reality. When we dropped off the pressure washer, they said could be 2 weeks. It's one of those things. It's a new pressure washer too. We bought it less than a year ago. It's frustrating. And it's been, I don't know, if you look in the records, I've had to pressure clean it before. Unfortunately, it's a white roof. Between the trees and the buses going down that street, we're thinking after we pressure clean it, maybe we should paint it a darker color. I don't know. This will be the third time we pressure cleaned it within the last 6 years, 7 years. So it's a routine problem for that property. I need to figure out a different solution.
Officer?
But, I mean, I've managed multiple properties here. Mr. Clark knows me. I'm not an irresponsible person. I do get things done.
Special Magistrate, I think that an alternative can be that she can actually, being that her pressure cleaner is down, she can actually rent one for a day for a couple of bucks, and it only takes a day probably to pressure clean that roof. So, being that the walls are painted, just let's go ahead and get it done.
If it wasn't a ladder, if it wasn't a roof, if it wasn't getting a pressure cleaner up on a roof, I mean, it's hard. It really is hard. The person I have painting it can't get up there because he's fallen off a ladder 2 times, been hospitalized. I can't put him back up on the ladder. My husband has back issues. So, I mean, it's not, yes, I totally agree with you. If money grew on trees, I would just be happy to go out and rent it. But we spent the freaking money to buy it. It's under warranty. Holidays are what, 3 weeks away? I don't know about y'all. I haven't Christmas shopped. I mean, I'm just, my stress level is very high. I would like to ask for consideration. I'm sure it will be done in less than 60 days. If 40 days shows up and that pressure washer isn't back here, I will go rent it. But I would really like to ask that we don't have to. I've done it. I'm telling you, I've done it for that same roof. I've gone to Home Depot. I've rented the pressure washer. It's not easy. You have to lift it. It's just a hassle and a half. The pressure washer we got was specific that we could actually manipulate it as 2 people. Just please, if I could ask for some consideration, I would appreciate it.
All right. Madam Attorney, do you have any objections to the 60 days?
No objection.
Okay. Is it a matter of tabling it, or?
It's a new case. This is a new case, Your Honor. Your options are just to go ahead and table it or to adjudicate it and set an abatement date. This is...
Any
Leave
preference?
that to your
that's
discretion.
your
Your Honor.
discretion, based upon
Okay.
the testimony.
Based upon the testimonies that has been presented and the fact that the trustee has actually taken steps to remedy the problem, we will table it for the 60 days, taking into consideration the holidays or upon us. And basically, we will see you back here in February 6th.
If it's done,
At which point, if it's not done.
I don't see it. Okay. Let me
Okay.
ask you, if you don't mind my asking, if I'm going to change the roof color, then I need to go get a permit to a different color, right?
You just need to submit the color that you're changing it to the building department. There is no fee.
Okay, so just submit that.
It's just, it has to be an approved color.
Okay, so find out from them what the approved colors
Right,
are.
they
and
have a
take
color
from there.
palette
Yeah, I
that
think that
you
might be
can
one of the better solutions
Bring
in
a
this
paint
situation.
sample,
Okay.
from any of the paint stores, and bring that chip, and then they will look and say, almost all the colors are approved. As long
Not
as they're
purple, though.
soft.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it can't be, island orange or,
Thank you all. Have a good holiday.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay, the next case is agenda item number 57, Olympia Auto. Olympia Auto for the property at 830 Northwest 122 Street, it's case CEODS 2012-00100. This is a new case cited by Ms. Sanders and opened up on September 11, 2012 for wood pallets, furniture, bags, boxes, and other items that need to be removed from the exterior of the property. Good evening.
Good evening, Your Honor, and Special Magistrate Court.
Would you please state your name for the record in relationship to the property?
My name is Mark Antoniato. I reside there. I am the owner's son.
Thank you. It's a new case. Are you and your father are aware of the violation and know what you need to do?
Completely.
Thank you. We're going to let Ms. Sanders explain to the court what she has seen at the house and what needs to be done. Ms. Sanders.
Shannon Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. I initially cited property address 830 Northwest 122nd Street back in September. I am showing that this is a homesteaded property. I wouldn't consider there to be life safety issues here, but there is quite a few items that are out there. I spoke to Mr. Otto on a couple of occasions. He's very much aware of the items that needs to be removed. As you see, he's already here, so he has been noted with the posting that I hand-delivered on the 26th of last month. I'll let Mr. Otto explain all the items that are there and why they're there in the time frame that he may need to get them removed.
Thank you. Officer Sanders has been working with me, by phone, and she calls me, and I'm honing down exactly what's expected. I'm removing the items. I do it around my time of work and everything, and I had got called on a really big job that kept me away. I'm a tree cutter and studying arborist, and my work will take me away, and sometimes things get bad. I do have people help me out, but a lot of times they let you down too. So I had started a project and I was getting rid of this stuff. I got called for a job down in Homestead that kept me for a while, but now I'm back and I'm eager to comply with the city. I love my city. I love my house. I want to get everything straightened out and have no problem, get off the bad guy, the naughty boy list, and just have a good holiday. I would just, ask. I'm just going by what the cases were before me. If there's any chance I could have a little extra time, at your discretion, that would be awesome. And I am working on it. And she's seen me work out there, but I'm a one man show. And today I got stung by an insect that just really ruin my strides, but I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done. That's why my eyes puffy. But
Officer, do
I'm
you
just
have any
asking for more time.
photographs?
Yes, I do.
Correct. Yes.
Mr. Otto, those photographs accurately represent your property and the condition of the property?
Unfortunately, yes, but
Okay.
it is in midstream. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
Okay.
Wow. I am looking at an array of photographs that were taken on this day, December 5th, 2012, showing a lot of debris, a lot of garbage bags, a lot of boxes. Sir, do you live at the property?
Yes, I live at the property. I do. A lot of times work carries me away, and I might leave a project I think that's what caught her eye in the beginning was I had started doing something and I left to do some work, and the bags were out there for a while. So I don't think when my neighbors called him, it could have been that, but I think she had just caught her eye, and I am in the process of bagging all that up. I do make use of my bulk pickup on every Monday for sure. Some of the things that I have, I transported out. Just it's a general cleanup. I'm expecting company for the holidays, so believe me, I don't want it there any more than the city does. I'm doing it around all my other obligations, but I am getting it done.
This is going to take you a very long time, sir, if you're doing this by yourself. You have known of this violation since September.
Yes, ma'am.
And how is this not a health issue, health safety issue? Has the city attorney looked at these photographs?
Your Honor, through you to Mr. Otto, how long do you think it's going to take to get this done?
Would I be able
How
to
many
request
days?
the 60-day period that I heard about? Would that be plausible?
Well, the magistrate will take that into consideration, but we need your honest estimate of, we don't want you to give us an estimate that's unrealistic.
No, I know I
Okay.
can get that done. I can definitely get that done, even with the holidays or if any additional work. I'm making progress on it now, and I definitely can nail that. I can get that done.
Officer, have you noticed a difference from September to when you went back today?
I have to say, honest, I am seeing a difference, but, and I hate to say this, but as things are getting moved, I'm seeing different items come and go or maybe being pulled out. He is putting some stuff on the swell, but I guess because you see how compacted, I'm trying to be careful with my wording, because it's so compacted in there that as stuff is moving, it's allowing me to see other items. So, change is being made, but I guess it's showing other stuff.
This is a new case. New case. Okay, I'm going to recommend adjudication and 30 days. This is maybe a health issue. God forbid if there's a fire or something.
Okay.
We don't want you to be put
I
in danger, and I don't know whether you have any pets or. So
No.
if you-
A lot of the things also is like furniture that goes on lawn. The lawn furniture.
Mhm.
But what happened was I kept things in there because When I'm gone, sometimes I have reports. My neighbors tell me that people hang out on that porch here because they know they know I'm the only person that lives there. I just wanted to make it as unattractive as possible. I know that sounds crazy, but I'll have to think of another way. Maybe I'll get an alarm. But
maybe
not like that. Not the things in boxes or bags. I don't mean that. I mean the other things like the furniture and everything that I'm getting rid of. That I'm
Okay.
But other than that, I'm just trying to handle this myself as best I can. That's the only reason why I asked for that time.
Ask for adjudication.
I have to agree with the city attorney. I have to find in favor of the city. They're clearly a violation.
I'm not disputing that, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I'm not disputing that, Your Honor, that there's a violation.
Okay, so
Just asking.
you have 1 month.
Okay.
Okay, you have till January 2nd
Yes, Your Honor.
to resolve this. Otherwise, we will fine you $25 per day. Okay?
I understand.
So this is serious, and I
No,
think it's
I understand,
serious
Your
for
Honor.
your health as well.
I understand, Your Honor. I take it seriously. I was a United States Marine. Believe me, I take it seriously.
Okay. So we'll see you back in January.
Or if I'm done by then and Officer Sanders seems fit to clear me,
Correct.
exonerate me, okay.
Yes.
Roger that. I'll shoot for an earlier date than that, believe me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Do I sit or do I just get my free to go? You're free to go. Thank you for coming tonight. We'll send, as I said, we'll send you additional information in the mail.
Also, I bought my mailbox just to show you guys. I bought 2 mailboxes for this property. They stole my first one. I could not believe that. I have a way of making sure that doesn't happen again. Thank you.
Good night. The next case will be agenda item 6060. On the agenda, Osiris, Abanas, and others. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening,
I
sir.
don't believe you were here when we began.
Yes, I was.
He
I've
was.
been here yet.
He was.
You were? Okay, very good. My error. This is a property at 1915 Keystone Boulevard, case CEODS 2012-00103, Mr. Kirsten's case. This is a new case. Sir, you received a notice through the mail?
Yes, sir.
Explained what the violation is?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the notice?
I do now,
All
sir.
right, good. We're going to let Mr. Kirsten explain what he saw and how he came to cite your property. Mr. Kirsten.
Code Compliance Officer Ivy Kirsten of the City of North Miami Police Department. Property address is 1915 Keystone Boulevard. Property owner is Osiris Abanas. The property is it is a homesteaded property, and it is occupied. There are no life safety issues on the property. Property owner was cited for outdoor storage violation. That's code section 29-5-1701 for allowing he was storing some brick pavers on the front of the property. Initially cited Mr. Ibanez back on September 11th was when I first made observation of the violation. I sent him a letter. I actually spoke to Mr. Ibanez on October the 12th, and that's when I gained access into the property. I noticed that he had been doing some extensive work on this property on the inside. He had some issues on the inside with some plumbing permits and some other issues that he was telling me about. And but during that conversation, I explained to him that he needed to remove the brick pavers or obtain a paving permit, which he did not have, because he said he was going to get a permit to do the paving, and he said that he would do it, but as of to date, he still has not obtained a paving permit. But I do notice that he had to renew his plumbing permit, and I would let Mr. Ibanez explain in detail why he was unable to pull the paving permit. And I would like to submit the pictures on the record.
Yes.
Sir, are those pictures accurately reflect your property?
That is my house.
Okay. Okay, reviewing photographs that were taken yesterday on December 4th, 2012. Officers, are these the same bricks that you
Yes, they
discussed
are.
with Mr.
Ibanez.
Osiris?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, do you
Okay.
understand the violation?
Yes, I do.
And do you still have the brick pavers in front of your property?
Yes, I do. Like I spoke with Mr. Kierson earlier today. Those pictures don't show actually what's happening on my driveway. It just shows the pavers. I have a picture here of what happened with my driveway. I purchased the pavers to put on the driveway, but the inspector, Hubert Garcia, asked me to replace the pipes not in my hallway but also in my kitchen, and I did that. When he came back out there, he asked me to replace the pipes going from my house to the sidewalk, which I have pictures of that. I already changed it. I got mad at the plumber because I kept going. I mean, this is going on since March.
Okay.
Change a contractor, change a plumber. I have a new process number here, which he knows because he went in the city and he looked. He does his homework. And just started to pull it on November 30th because I had to change everything all over again. I have pictures here that I'd like to submit so you can see them because he obviously didn't walk on my property. He took those pictures from the sidewalk. And you can't see that my driveway has a big hole in the middle with a pipe that big going through it. That's why I haven't pulled the pavers permit. I can go in there and get it. Chuck's been to my house. The inspector's been to my house 100 times. I pulled a lot of permits on the house, and I plan on doing the pavers, but I don't want to pull the permit now if I can't lay them because then it could expire on me. And I have pictures here that I'd like to show you that I took today.
Sure, show it to the officer first.
And this is what it looks like on my house. This is a pipe in front of the house, and my pavers go right over that pipe. But I'm not going to pull a permit until I get that approved by the inspector. That's across my driveway.
Okay. And this is being worked on now?
Well, on the 30th of November, I asked for a new permit. On November 30th, I put in or not me, another contractor that I got put in for a new permit. And I have a process number and everything. Trust me, I want those pavers out of there more than he does, or the city does. I want them on my driveway. I just been having a hard time with this plumbing. It's Keystone, everything in the house, all the piping was gone, rotted out completely. So I've had to replace it all.
Your Honor, through you to the property owner. Sir, how long do you think this is going to take before you're able to finish up?
I'm hoping to pull a paver permit by the end of the year. I got the holidays coming in. I don't know how long the city will take. Like this permit, I usually get it within 2 or 3 days. It's been there a while, and they're telling me maybe Friday because I know you guys are busy, and now the holidays are coming. So the city runs a little slower because of the holidays.
All right.
I don't even need. In January, I promise you, in January, I'll pull a permit.
And if he's officer.
Yeah, I have no problem with tabling this case and giving him an additional 30 days to go ahead and pull the paving permit because that's all he needs to do. Get the paving permit, then he can go ahead and start the work because that's the reason why I cited it.
This is very simple. The city has no objection to tabling the case till January 2nd.
Great. Sir, do you understand? We're giving you the time that you have asked for. We're giving you the 30 days.
Okay.
Okay?
If I have a problem with this plumbing and I don't get it in 30 days, I'll put the pavers in the back.
Great.
I've already put 3 pallets back there, but it's hard.
Okay.
It's hard.
Stay in contact with the code enforcement officer.
I see them all the time out there.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for coming in.
All right.
Okay. Next case is agenda item number 60. Agenda 60, Trevor Daniel, And Andreen McIntosh, are they here? Yes, no?
Daniel is number 80.
I
Trevor Daniel,
That's number 80.
what
number
number do
80.
you have? 80?
Number 80? Nobody here? Okay. Sir, are you here for a case tonight?
She was sitting in the front. She probably left because
I got late. I don't know if it's.
Okay, come on up. We want to get you out of
She
here.
was here?
she was here, but she let them comply, and she probably thought she was sitting right here in the front. That was the older
Okay.
woman that came and signed in last.
This is Rita set a case, Joseph set a case. Or take a look on that. I don't know what number it is.
That one, that's 68.
Okay, 68. Okay. Put that. Okay. That's you? That's you?
Well,
All right.
last name only.
All right. Agenda item number 68. Rita and Joseph set a case for the property at 1435 Northeast 141st Street, CEXP 2012-00189. This was Mr. Clark's case. Good evening.
Good evening.
Please state your name for the record.
I'm John Sedekase. I live at 14100 Northeast 15th Ave, North Miami.
And how are you related to this property?
Well, I'm part owner. I
Okay.
don't know why it doesn't show up. It's mother, my brother, sister, and me.
Family. Okay.
I don't know if he knows that I am part owner of that property too, because I see it all the time.
Okay, thank you. This is a new case. Are you aware of the nature of the
Yes,
violation, which
yeah,
is to
it
paint the
finally
roof?
stated it on this
All
last
right.
notice that it was the roof.
All right, we're going to let Mr. Clark explain what he saw and present his case, and then if you have any questions of Mr. Clark, we'll, give you time to ask him questions, and then present your case to the court. Mr. Clark.
Wayne Clark, City North Miami Code Compliance of North Miami Police Department. This case is in reference to exterior paint conditions of the tile roof. To date, the roof is still in the same condition. I'd like to submit the photos for the record. And to mention also that the property is not homesteaded.
No, you're right. Is yours? Yes. I'm sorry.
For the record, Mr. Sedekase has acknowledged the photos as belonging to his property.
This is the first time I'm aware of Mr. Rowland has proprietorship of the property, or anyone has responded to any correspondence forwarded to the property. So it's a surprise to me too. I don't see any activity. I don't see anyone there. But like I said, the roof hasn't been pressure cleaned and or painted to date, and it's in the same condition as you see on the photo depicted.
Looking at a photograph that was taken on November 27, 2012, and it is the officer's testimony that it is in the same condition today as it was when this photograph was taken. Sir, what are you going to do to correct this violation?
I started pressure cleaning it today. It's hard. My mom, of course, when father died, went to live with my brother Joe up at Port St. Lucie, and the house was rented. The people did not take care of things that they were supposed to do. I know it's been written up for yard work, but anyway, they since moved to Colorado, and he dumped everything in my hands. My mom's come home. She's living with me. I'm her caretaker, along with hospice. I'm on Social Security disability. It takes me a little time to do things, but I did start today pressure cleaning, and I hope to have it done by the end of the year. Cleaned and painted. He had it done 4 years ago, I believe, before they left to go up there. The house is still fairly decent, but the roof, you can see, isn't, so I want to do it myself to make sure it lasts a little longer. Because he paid quite a bit. They're still actually taking care of the inside from the renters. They messed up everything. New carpeting had been put in, and we had to drag it all out, painting inside and all that. My daughter is living in there because my mother is living with us. She can't live alone, so my daughter had to. So she's in there with 2 grandchildren. I also babysit so she can work. Along with that, if I may ask a question.
Sure.
With that not being homesteaded, Of course, we had to drop the homestead when it was rented for the 2 years. And now that she's not living in it, but my daughter is, can we still somehow get homestead on that to
reapply
to lower our taxes? Because the taxes are quite high.
Yeah,
But you know, the stuff you get from the county says you have to be living in it. She's not actually living in it. She's down the street. But a family member is living in there and the house is paid for. The money's tight, but I am taking care of things.
Okay, you have indicated that you'll need till the end of the month to get it cleaned.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, I'm in the process of cleaning it now. I did some today, about half of it. I can only do about 3 hours a day because of my disabilities. I have to recuperate then, so it's. But I got
Officer.
about half of it cleaned today.
No, let's go with 30 days, and then we'll revisit it at the next hearing, and then see if it's done. Then we won't see him. If it's not done, then we'll get a report on the progress.
You understand what the officer says? Okay, we're giving you 30 days, sir. Get it done.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
About the homestead.
Okay, it is now 7:22. Seeing that there are no other property owners, attorneys, or any other parties here for their cases, I want to thank our translator and wish you a happy holiday. We'll
Thank
see
you, sir.
Thank
Happy
you for being
holidays.
here. Bonsoir. And we have a few additional cases to present ex parte. So we'll just take them in turn. And we want to thank our city attorney for being with us this evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
So next year you're going to start using that business script? Thank you, Ivy. That was real good. Thank you. No, thank you.
All right, we're going to continue with starting with agenda item number 7. David Gutlinski, 2057 Northeast 121 Road, CEBNP 2012-00086, a new case cited on September 10th, 2012. Mr. Kierson.
CCO Kierson, Ivy Kierson of the North Miami Police Department. Property address is 2057 Northeast 121st Road, inside the gated community of San Souci. This is a new case. This is cited under Code Section 560, 5-60, building no permit. This is a non-homesteaded home. It is occupied, and there are no life safety or health issues on the property. The property owner was cited for installing a boat lift without obtaining a permit. Initially cited the property back on September 10th while I was out with the City of North Miami Marine Patrol, where we observed a violation from the boat, sent out a notice of violation letter, haven't gotten any response from the property owner. Posted the notice of NTA on November 21st at 12:55 p.m. and I'd like to submit the pictures for the record. And as of today, the violation still exists.
Okay, looking at an array of photographs that were taken on December 3rd, 2012. And it's photographs of the boat lift. And you said notice was posted on November 27th.
First, from November 21st at
November
12.
21st, got it. And you said the property is occupied.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This is a new case. The city is seeking an adjudication.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city, and hereby impose a fine, a daily fine of $25 with an abatement date of January 2nd, 2013.
Thank you. We're going to move on to agenda item 22, James Littlejohn and others for the property, non-homesteaded property at 1977 Northeast 119th Road, KCE BDC 2012-00002. This case regarding a sunken boat was opened on September 10th. It was adjudicated November 7th, 2012, and the abatement date is today. The fine is previously established at the last hearing, and Mr. Kirsten will report on whether this is in or out of compliance.
Code Compliance Officer Ivy Kirsten, City of North Miami Police Department. Address is 1977 Northeast 119th Road. Property is not homesteaded. It's a non-homesteaded property, and it is vacant. There are no life safety issues on the property, but the violation still is not in compliance. The boat is no longer, it's not sunken. It's just a derelict vessel, and that means it's in a really bad shape. It's not seaworthy, and it can't be moored at the property. It needs to be removed.
Okay.
And I'd like to submit the pictures for the record.
Question through you to Mr. Kirsten. Is it still in violation of city code?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So the city is seeking that a fine be imposed at this time, since the case was previously adjudicated.
And for the record, it's in violation of Code Section 29-5-601, subsection F2, which talks about deteriorated boats.
Okay, I'm looking at photographs that were taken on November 3rd, 2012, and it is the officer's testimony that it is in the same or similar condition. I'm sorry?
That's December 3rd.
December 3rd. What did I say?
November.
December 3rd, 2012, and it is in the same similar condition as it was when you first saw it, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Based on the officer's unrebutted testimony, I find that the violation still exists. Once again, the homeowners have failed to appear. At this time, we will ratify the daily fine of, was it $100?
Thank you, Ivy. we're going to go ahead and finish out with Mr. Kirsten's cases. Next is companion case, agenda item 24, same property and owner, case CERUB 2012-00001. This case is opened on September 10, 2012, and it was adjudicated on November 7, 2012, with an abatement date today. A $100 fine was set at the last hearing for this unmounted jet ski at the rear of the property. Mr. Kirsten will indicate whether it's in or out of compliance.
Okay.
Mr. Kirsten.
Code Compliance Officer Ivy Kirsten, City of North Miami Police Department. Property address is 1977 Northeast 119th Road. Property is not homesteaded. The violation still is not in compliance. I posted the property on November 21st at 12:44 p.m. And I'd like to submit the pictures for the record. And this is a violation of Section 29-5-1406, subsection B.
I am looking at a photograph that was taken on December 3rd, 2012.
It's in the
It's
corner.
Okay, it's
You see that jet ski in the top? That would be your top left-hand corner.
all right. It is a jet ski, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And is this same or similarly situated as it was back when you first sighted the property?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And you indicated this property is vacant?
Yes, it is.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find the violation still exists. I find proper notice. The homeowners have once again failed to appear, has once again failed to appear. At this time, we will ratify the fine of $100.
Thank you. The last case for Mr. Kirsten is agenda item 8787 for Wellington Burrows, whose vacant property is located at 1835 Alamanda Drive, case CEMIS 2012-00025. Case was opened on September 1st. It was adjudicated October 3rd with an abatement date of November 7th. In November 7th, the case was tabled to today. A fine has already been established at $50 a day for noncompliance. Mr. Kirsten will advise whether the property is in or out of compliance.
Ivy Kirsten, City of North Miami, code compliance of the North Miami Police Department. Property address is 1835 Alamanda Drive. Property owner is Wellington Burrows. This property was cited for code section 5-43, which was the depreciation of surrounding property. It is a non-homesteaded property. It is vacant, and there are life safety issues on the property. They still have not drained the pool, which is an issue. The pool is still still has several amounts of water in it, and it will pose a health hazard. And I was out to the property on yesterday, and I have pictures showing that the pool is somewhat still. Well, trying to get it, and I posted it on. Excuse me. On November 21st at 10:48 a.m.
I am looking at photographs that were taken on December 4th, 2012. Okay. It depicts the property. There's definitely
You can see
safety issues. I don't see any photographs of the pool that you described, though.
The picture is in the it should be in the top.
Okay, the top
part.
left.
Right.
Okay, I can see it. And is this in the same or similar?
He has, like I said in the meeting prior, he did clear the property up somewhat. I mean, it's, if you can scan through, you can look back at pictures from the in the past. He has cleaned the property up, but the only remaining issue is the pool, which was one of the biggest complaints because of the fact that it breeds mosquitoes, and the Keystone area has been tested positive for the Nile virus.
And you have not made contact with the homeowners?
No,
is
I
that
have
correct?
not.
Okay. Based on the testimony that was presented by the officer, I find that the violation still exists. I find there is proper notice. Once again, the homeowner has failed to appear. This matter was adjudicated back in October 3rd, and therefore we will ratify the daily fine of $50. Starting today, yes.
That's it, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, agenda item number 11 for Earlene Azur for the property 14155 Northeast 14th Avenue in Mr. Clark's case for CEXP 2012-00172. This is a new case opened by Mr. Clark on September 17th to paint the north side, front and side walls of the house.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance, North Miami Police Department. This case in reference to the exterior paint conditions of the property. Pictures for the record. I'd like to submit them. On the north side of the property, the paint is in deteriorated condition. They were asked to pressure clean and paint that portion of the building. And in fact, the property is not homesteaded. And I have left business cards on the property, and no one has contacted me. I reached out as much as I could. I dealt with this property before for the same violation, and again, I'd like to submit the photo for the record. No compliance has been met.
Is it occupied?
Yeah, very much so. It's like a multi-family resident.
Okay. I'm looking at copies of photographs that were taken on November 21st, 2012, showing the side walls of the property. Okay. And it is your testimony that it is in the same condition today as it was back in November?
Yes, ma'am. I was out there approximately like 12:30 this afternoon.
Thank you. Based on the testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist, and will issue a fine of $25 per day with an abatement date of January 2nd, 2013, and also the $100 assessment cost.
Thank you. Agenda item number 29, Jean Narcisse and Berlinda Pascal for Officer Wilcox's case at 565 Northwest 133rd Street. KC JNK 2012-00136, a new case that was opened on October 1st, and that is to remove a junk vehicle located behind the property. Mr. Wilcox.
Okay, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance. The property address is located 565 through 67 Northwest 133rd Street. The property is not homesteaded. There's no life safety issue here at the property. I observed this violation on October 1st, 2012. I posted the property with the business card. Still no compliance as of yet. I submit the photos into record. I'm going to say this here. The property was property posted with notice to appear on November 25th, 2012 at 10:40 a.m.
Looking at photographs that were taken on this date, December 5th, 2012. And Is it the same, in the same condition as it was when you first cited the property back in October?
Yes.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find in favor of the city. I find there's good notice, or there's proper notice, and the property owner has failed to appear, and will assess a fine of $25 per day with an abatement date of January 2nd, 2013. And $100 assessment cost.
Thank you. The next case is agenda item 43, Ms. Sanders' case, for Marie C. Jean-Paul, who owns the property at 1060 Northwest 128th Street, KCE MHO 2012-00057. Ms. Sanders opened this case September 7th, 2012. It was adjudicated already on November 7th, and abatement date of today. You've already, Your Honor, established a fine of $25 a day for noncompliance. Ms. Sanders will advise us if the property is in or out of compliance. Ms. Sanders.
I'm Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. As of today, compliance has not been met.
Thank you.
Do we have any court photographs?
Yes, I have most recent photographs.
Your Honor, record this is a case where the vacant property that has the front and side doors open and unsecured.
That's correct. Okay.
Yes, and as you see, it's wider now, because last hearing you could barely see if it was open. Now it's wide open.
Okay, I'm looking at photographs that were taken today, December 5th, 2012. And you still have not made contact with the homeowners, correct?
That is correct. The property is vacant. I've left several notices on the door, and as I inspected it today, I see those same notices are still there. So no, I haven't had any contact.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find the violation still exists. I find there's proper notice, and the homeowners have once again failed to appear, and therefore the daily fine of $25 is hereby ratified.
Thank you. Next case is agenda item 52 against Mid-First Bank at 1315 Northeast 128th Street, KCEFAW 2012-00038. This is one of Miss Christie's cases that was opened in March 6, 2012, adjudicated September 5th, 2012, with an abatement date of 10/16/2012. Mr. Clark will present the case. A fine has previously been established at $50 a day for noncompliance. Mr. Clark will indicate whether this fence has been repaired or not.
Wayne Clark, City, North Miami Code Compliance. Checked the property on today, and I also got updated photos on December 3rd, and to date it's still in the same condition. They have no contact from the bank in reference to this, although I think he was here on the initial hearing date. Representative, a lawyer that's a representative for the property and the bank, but I haven't heard from them since they were here in the first court hearing.
Yeah, there was somebody here on September 5th, Paula Humbus, who was an agent for the bank, but there's been no further contact.
No, not since the initial hearing, and I'd like to submit the photo for the record. Depicting is the same as it was before. And the property is still vacant.
Thank you.
The city is asking that the fine be ratified.
Looking at a photograph that was taken on December 3rd, 2012, and it is the officer's, it's an array of photographs, and it is the officer's testimony that it is in the same or similar condition as it was back in, this was March? since March 6th?
If that's what the
That's what-
history says,
yes.
like you said, we are representing another officer that's out.
Okay.
So I'm
This
doing
case has
best I
been
can with all
open
this.
based on the information we have here since March 6, 2012. And so based on the officer's testimony, I find that the violation still exists. I find there is proper notice, and the representative for the bank has failed to appear, and therefore the daily fine of $50 per day is hereby ratified.
Thank you. I'm going to skip to number 88, Mr. Wilcox's case. Is that the only one you have left?
Yeah.
Okay. Agenda item 88 against Yasmin Kadey at 580 Northwest 135th Street, case CEFAW 2012-00101. Case was opened in September 12, 2012. It was adjudicated on November 7, 2012, abatement date today. A fine of $25 a day has already been established for this case to repair the rear fence. Mr. Wilcox will testify whether the case is in or out of compliance. Mr. Wilcox.
Yes, Officer Wilcox, City of North Miami Code Compliance. There's no compliance on the property. The fence still remains in the same conditions. I went out today and took the photos. You want to see the photograph?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Looking at photographs that were taken today, December 5th, 2012, and it is the officer's testimony that it is in the same or similar condition as it was. Actually, I'm also looking at photographs that were taken last month, and they're about the same, correct?
Yes.
The city is recommending ratification of the fine.
Thank you. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation still exists. I find there is proper notice, and the homeowners have failed to appear. Therefore, the daily fine of $25 is hereby ratified.
Okay. All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Go back to agenda item 62. Patrick Eustache at 1200 Northeast 128th Street, CEMHA 2012-00007. This is Miss Christie's case, a new case opened on October 5th, 2012 for accessory structure violation. The pool structure covering is damaged and torn, and the property owner needs to repair the mesh or remove the structure. Mr. Clark will present the case. Mr. Clark.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This case in reference to screened-in pool enclosure condition, whereas parts of the framing screen has been deteriorated and is missing. I have yet to hear any word from the owner. I went there a couple days ago and tried to make contact with any persons at the property, to no avail. I'd like to submit the photo for the record, and it's in the same condition as it was from the first time that I looked at it.
Thank you. All right, I'm looking at photographs that were taken on November 27, 2012. And it is your testimony today that it is in the same condition today as it was back in November.
Correct.
Based on the
the property. The property is homesteaded. You know, we must mention that.
Okay.
As part of the testimony.
Thank you. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation still exists. I find there is proper notice. The homeowner has once again, this is a new case. The homeowner has failed to appear. We will hereby impose a daily fine of $25 with an abatement date of January 2nd, 2013.
Thank you. Moving on to agenda item 66 for Raul and Blanca Mendoza, whose non-homesteaded property is located at 765 Northwest 133rd Street, case CEJNK 2012-00124, opened by Ms. Sanders on September 14th, 2012. A new case to remove tiles, buckets, dressers, black plastic rings, tubes, pipes, and other junk and debris from the property. Ms. Sanders.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This property is for 765 Northwest 133rd Street. As already stated, this is a non-homesteaded property that is presently vacant at this present time. I don't see any life safety issues on the property. I just most recently spoke with someone from the title company who has been calling to inquire about the compliance of the property. As of today, when I inspected, some of the items have been removed, some of the furniture that was on the side, some bedding, but as of today, there is still some black, what I would refer to as black tubing or some black rings. There's some pipes and poles in the back, some towels, so some of the items do remain. I have pictures to show if you would like to see.
Thank you. I have been provided an array of photographs that were taken on this date, December 5th, 2012. Okay. And these are rings or tires?
They're not tires. They look like, I don't know, some large tubing.
I see the tubings, yes.
Yeah.
White tubings. Okay.
There's some pipes, poles, some barrel tile roofing that's stacked in the back.
All right, thank you.
I haven't had any contact with the property owner, but the title company has most recently been calling me because I'm understanding they have a short sale that's trying to take place. So they're trying to make sure everything is in compliance. But again, no contact from the property owner regarding any of the violations. But the property has been posted and notice has been given as of today's hearing.
This is a new case. The city is seeking adjudication.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find there was proper notice. I find that the homeowners have failed to appear. I find there is a violation and will assess a fine of $25 per day with the abatement date of January 2nd, 2013.
Thank you. The next case will be agenda item 78, Mr. Clark's case against Terry Lee Welcome and Miriam Hall for the homestead property at 1560 Northeast 140th Street, case CEEXP 2012-00181. This new case was opened September 26 to paint the awnings at the house. Mr. Clark.
Wayne Clark, City of North Miami Code Compliance. This is for the exterior condition of the awnings on the awning on the property, and the property is in fact homesteaded. I've left several business cards and made several attempts to get in contact with the owners, and no one has responded. I do think someone lives there. If I can remember correctly, the neighbor on the corner said that someone does live there, and I even left word with them to try and get them to tell them to contact me. Up to no avail. I'd like to submit the photo for the record, and it's actually a front awning, and that's it. And today it's still in the same condition.
looking at a photograph that was taken on November 27, 2012, and it is the front awning of the property. And it is the officer's testimony that it is in the same condition today as it was when this photograph was taken. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find in favor of the city. I find proper notice. The homeowner has failed to appear. And I hereby impose a fine of $25 per day with the abatement date of January 2nd, 2013. I'm sorry, and cost assessment of $100.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Next will be agenda item number 8080 against Trevor Daniel and Andreen McIntosh for the homesteaded property at 710 Northeast 145th Street, CEMHA 2012-00006. A new case cited by Mr. Fitzell on September 27th for accessory structure to repair or remove a shed. Mr. Fitzell.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement. This property was originally cited on September 28th. As of today, there's no compliance. The property was mailed a notice to appear on November 27th, and the property is posted with notice to appear on November 21st. This was it's a homesteaded property, and it was cited under accessory structures that need to be maintained and in good condition. I'd like to submit the picture of the shed in the rear
Please.
yard.
Yes. I am looking at copy of a photograph that was taken yesterday. I'm sorry, December 4th, 2012, and it is a shed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It appears.
And it is in the same similar condition as it was when you first cited the property back in September?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You indicated it is occupied?
This is occupied. Several neighbors have been complaining about this property and several different items.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find in favor of the city. I find there's proper notice. The homeowners have failed to appear. We will hereby impose a fine of $25 per day with an abatement day of January 2nd, 2013.
Thank you. Moving on to the last case agenda, item 89 against Yves and Gisette Jean-Pierre for the homesteaded property at 460-62 Northeast 132nd Street, case CEBLR 2012-00070. This property was cited the case opened October 1st, 2012, adjudicated November 7th, 2012, the abatement date today. The fine of $25 a day has already been established for this case. Mr. Fitzell will tell us whether the case is in or out of compliance to affix a residential building address number. Mr. Fitzell.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement. This property was posted with the order to comply on November 15th. On November 27th, was mailed the notice to appear. On November 21st, the property was posted at 2:15 p.m. An affidavit of service is filed as of today. It's in the same condition. No address is on the property visible from the street or the sidewalk.
If I may see the photograph?
Can you see the picture again?
Yes. I am reviewing a copy of the photograph that was taken on December 3rd, 2012. And what I'm looking for is that there's no address. Is that it? Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation still exists. I find there's proper notice. The homeowners have failed to appear once again, and
Also, the registered letter came back, I notice here in the file, unclaimed.
okay. And I'm sorry, it is the daily fine of $25 is hereby ratified.
Very good. Thank you.
That's it.
According to my notes, that's the last case, and we have no other old or new business. So,
Thank
with your
you.
pleasure, we will adjourn at 8 o'clock.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Ed, thank you, and we wish you a very happy holiday.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Same to you both.
Okay, and good night to all. Or actually, it's Merry Christmas.